As you can tell by the lovely books behind me, I absolutely adore reading, but unfortunately I am a slow reader. You would think since I'm a slow reader, I wouldn't be buying books faster than I'm reading them, but that's exactly what I am doing. And this morning I thought to myself, it's August, it's been a year, do I dare make another all the books on my physical TBR video? And I was like, God no, because I know that I have more books than that last video and I don't want to embarrass myself, but that's what we're going to be doing today. If you are on the side of the book community where you think that you shouldn't have more books unread than have read, then this video is not going to be for you. I personally think that buying books is a hobby and reading books is another hobby, and this is a very good representation of that. I could easily say that like 70% of these books I haven't even read yet, but it's honestly such a cool thing that I get to come here and it'd be like my own personal little library whenever it's time to pick up a new book. So with that being said, it's going to be a very long video if I let my blabbering side of me, I don't know, that was an interesting choice of words, get the best of me. So get your drink. Today my drink of choice is Spindrift. I have the pink lemonade one. Absolutely delicious. This might be a wrong choice because it's gonna make me burpy. Without further ado, let's get started. Let's start with the books that are on my physical TBR. The very first book that I have here is Heartless by Elsie Silver. This is the second book in the Chestnut Spring series. Flawless is the first book. Absolutely loved it. Easily one of my favorite romances that I've read this year. And this is the second book in the series. I'm so excited to dive into it. Then the second book is Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. This is the third and final book in the Knockmount series. The series has been taking me forever to finish, but I have been enjoying it. The third book is The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. A lot of you guys have actually recommended this book to me. I'm hoping to read it before the summer ends. Then we got The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I know, you probably didn't even think it, but it's just a way for me to start this sentence that I'm about to say. I can't believe I haven't read this book either. Ali Hazelwood is such a popular author. I would say she's easily one of the most popular authors in the book community right now, at least in the community that I'm in, and I just can't believe that I haven't read one of her books. And last year I had this book on my physical TBR, and here we are a year later. I hope by next year it has been read. I am so excited to read this book. I can't wait to get into Ali Hazelwood's books because I just know that I'm gonna love it. Then the last one on my physical TBR is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I am also hoping that I read this book before the end of the year, hence why it's on my immediate physical TBR. I've heard so many good things about Abby Jimenez. I've never read one of her books and I'm very, very excited. A lot of people say to start with this book as well, and I'm just so excited. Why was I gonna say I love Abby Jimenez and I haven't even read one of her books? But that's how I feel. I'm so excited to read her book. Before we actually get onto the bookshelves behind me, I actually have some floating shelves right behind you with some books that I haven't read, so let's go over there. So as you can see here, I got 3 floating shelves here. So the very first book is Fourth Wing and Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. Yes, I got both books and I haven't even read the first one. Then right below we got 2 of Emily Henry's books. Emily Henry is one of my favorite authors, definitely like my top 3, and I am so excited to read these books. So we got Happy Place and Funny Story, and then continuing with Emily Henry, I actually have read these books. Look at me go! It's Beach Read, People Meet on Vacation, and Book Lovers in the UK edition. Absolutely adore these covers. Now to the glorious bookshelves. Let's start with the very top one. This isn't the most ideal angle, but I'm tall and the tripod isn't tall enough, so we're gonna be looking down for just a little bit until we get to the more like eye level bookshelves. The very first shelf is the Harry Potter section. I literally have a whole dedicated section to my Harry Potter books that I have yet to even read, but it's because I am obsessed with the movies. Oh my god, this is so awkward. I have like a cutesy little like, this is literally an ornament, but I have a cutesy little like book stack. And then this needs its own little moment. Why did I tip it? Like I knew. I know this happens because I've done it before. Oh no. commercial break. Okay, back from commercial break. So the very first one, we got Harry Potter, then we got Hermione Granger, Ron Weasley, and I don't know how to pronounce his first name, Rubius Hagrid. So I just want to show you guys a little up close to just show you guys the cute little decor. The very first books are these like pop-up illustrated beautiful books. We only have the first 3 because those are the only ones that are out right now, and they're like slowly but surely publishing them. So we got the very first book, The Sorcerers of Stone. Then we got the third book, The Chamber of Secrets. Then to my personal favorite movie, I don't know which one's gonna be my favorite book. It is The Prisoner of Azkaban. Then to, so then of course we got the entire Harry Potter series. The very first book in the series is The Sorcerer's Stone. The second book, The Chamber of Secrets. The third book, The Prisoner of Azkaban. Then the fourth book is The Goblet of Fire. The fifth book is The Order of the Phoenix. The sixth book is The Half-Blood Prince. And the seventh and final one is The Deathly Hallows. So that is the very first shelf. That's my dedicated Harry Potter section. I am so excited to dive into this world, and I feel that the time is creeping closer and closer of it feeling like the right time to dive into these books. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, I can keep talking about how excited I am, but this video gotta keep going. Right below the Harry Potter section, I got my mystery thriller section. These are all like my fall, like cozy, just like scary books. So let me show you guys, well, besides the very end here, but let me show you guys the books that I haven't read from this shelf. The very first book on that shelf that I haven't read yet is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. This is by Stuart Turton. I love the cover, I love the gold, and I'm very excited to pick this up during the fall or winter time. Then I got my Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I've read the first 3, but the very last one is a novella that I have yet to read. It is Killjoy. I absolutely recommend to read a Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I really, really enjoyed it. Then we got The Silent Patient by Alex Michalladz. This is like one of the OG TikTok books I've ever bought in. I think like going 3-4 years ago now, and I have yet to read it, and I say I'm gonna read it every fall time, and I feel a little more confident that I'm gonna read it this fall time. Then we got Bunny by Mona Awad. This is supposed to be like a really eerie, like not spooky, but just like eerie, creepy book that's gonna leave you confused. Sounds good. Then we got Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. Then we got The Grimrose Girls by Laura Paul. This is gonna be also really fun during the fall time because it's supposed to be like a mystery, but also some type of, literally says ancient fairy tale curses on the back, and that just sounds so good. And it's YA. I love YA. Then I got Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. Then I got Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. Stephen or Stephen, I don't know which one is spelled which way. And the very last Frida McFadden book that I have yet to read that I own is The Housemaid is Watching. I really want to get my hands on more Frida McFadden books, but I know that I'm gonna get to them, and I gotta like pump the brakes on the buying, you know what I mean? Then to the very last books on the why can't I say it? Then to the very last books on the second shelf is the entire Inheritance Game series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. We got the Inheritance Games, we got the Hawthorne Legacy, and we got the Final Gambit. I am really hoping that I get to these books very soon because so many of you guys have recommended it to me, and it's got to be for a reason, you know. Like, I trust your guys' opinions, and so many of you guys have told me it's so good, so I'm very excited to dive into these. Then to the third shelf here, this is where I have a lot of my romance books. The very first book that I haven't read on this shelf is The Addicted to You. This is by Krista and Becca Ritchie. There is like 13, that's just a guess. There's so many books in this series, and it sounds like such a fun series to dive into, but I read like a couple of chapters like 2 years ago, and I ended up just like softy neffing it for 2 years. There's like sudden urges too when I like really want to dive into it, and I just haven't yet. So if you read the series and you loved it, let me know. Then we got 2 books by Casey McQuiston. This is Red, White, and Royal Blue, and One Last Stop. I believe One Last Stop, or I know, has some time travel in it, and I am so excited to read it whenever I do because it's also been on my shelf for a while. Then we got Blame It on the Mistletoe by Beth Garrod. This reminds me of the holiday movie, and that is one of my favorite movies during the holiday season and just in general. So I'm very excited to read this during the holiday season. Then I got Set on You by Amy Leah. Then I got the first book in the Magnolia Park series by Jessa Hastings. This is the newest cover that's been released, and I thought that I was gonna buy the entire series of this, but then as you're gonna see, I ended up actually getting the OG books. Then we got Funny You Should Ask by Elisa Sussman. I think it matches my nails. It does! How fun! Then I got Dating Dr. Dill by Nisha Sharma. Then I got Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I've heard a lot of good things about this book as well. Then I got Underneath the Sycamore Tree by B. Celeste. I don't know how to pronounce it. Then I got one of my most anticipated romances. This is The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary. I love the cover. The concept sounds amazing. It's like forced proximity. They share a flat share. I am so excited to read this book. I have been thinking about this book in the back of my head, but there's just so many books that I want to read that I just haven't gotten to this one. Then I got One Italian Summer by Rebecca Surley. Then I got Mr. Fixer-Upper by Lucy Score. I got Out of Love by Hazel Hayes. Then I got The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. Then to one of the most recent books I bought, The Library of Borrowed Hearts by Lucy Gilmore. I bought this book because of the cover. I saw it in Barnes & Noble, fell in love with the cover, and the story sounds really good. 2 young lovers, 60 lone years, one bookish mystery worth solving. It sounds so good. Oh, okay, thank God. My legs hurt from laying on them. Oh, they're stiff. Oh. It's probably not good that it hurts that much. Then to the 4th shelf, I got more romance books here. We got the Twisted series in the very front. We got Twisted Love, Twisted Games, Twisted Hate, and the last one, Twisted Lies. These are by Anna Hong. This is another series by Anna Hong. This is the If Love series. It has beautiful sprayed edges. I love it. The first book is If We Ever Meet Again. This one's in pink. Then I got If the Sun Never Sets. This is in a beautiful deep purple, almost like blue. Then we got If Love Had a Price in a beautiful green. Also on the spine, it shows you where the book takes place, and that excites me so much. This one looks like it's in California because of the palm trees. This one's New York, and then I believe this one is based in Shanghai. Then I got To All the Boys I've Loved Before series. I believe this is what the series is called, but this is by Jenny Han. She's the same author as The Summer That I Turned Pretty, and this is one of my favorite series I have ever read, 5-star series. So my lovely best friend actually bought me these books for my birthday last year, and I'm very excited to dive into these books because it's romance and it's YA, and that is my cup of tea. So we got the first book, To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Then I got P.S. I Still Love You. Then I got Always and Forever, Laura Jean. Then to the Chestnut Spring series, we got Powerless, we got Reckless, and the last one, Hopeless by Elsie Silver. I love Elsie Silver so much, and I've only read one of her books. That says a lot about my experience with the first book, Flawless. I loved this book so much, and I am so excited to read the second one, Heartless, and to continue the series. Then we got the first 2 in the Billionaire series, I believe this is called. This is the first book, The Fine Print, and the second book, Terms and Conditions. This is by Lauren Asher. Then to the 5th shelf here, I got my entire Magnolia Parks series. So these are in the OG covers. I got them from Books Please. I thought I was gonna buy the entire new covers that they have released, but when I found out that I can get my hands on these, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, because I prefer these over the newer ones. I got the first book, Magnolia Parks. Then we got the second book, Daisy Hates. Then the third book, The Long Way Home. Then we got The Great Undoing. Then I got the fifth book, Into the Dark. I just recently heard too that there's another book coming out in this series, which is crazy because I thought the series was done. But I haven't read a single one of these and I have the entire series. Then we got Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Ooh, this is a book that I really want to read before the summer ends. We got Ellen Hilderbrand, Summer of '69. I am really excited to read an Ellen Hilderbrand book. The synopsis sounds so good. It's historical fiction. It's based in the summer and it's about siblings, and that's what Malibu Rising is like, and Malibu Rising is one of my favorite books. So I am really excited to read this book and I hope to read it before the summer ends. Then I got A Thousand Splendid Suns. I don't want to butcher the name because I feel like it's just rude when I can't pronounce it. But this is a historical fiction and it's going to rip my heart out of my chest, and although that's the reason why I bought it, that's also the reason why I haven't read it. Then in that same like concept where it's gonna rip my heart out, I got The Book Thief. This is by Marcus Zusak. Then I got The Song of Achilles and Circe by Madeline Miller. These are Greek mythology books. Also, if you read these books and you loved them, please let me know because I am intimidated to read these books. I have them because I do want to read them, obviously. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to talk about these books. I got The Humans and How to Stop Time by Matt Haig. I absolutely love Matt Haig so much. Oh no, my cat's food is going. If you see some cats in the background, that's why. They are in. Let's see how long it takes for them to come over here. Welcome, my little ones. Welcome, welcome. Here's Aria. Here's Ava. She's my most talkative one. I absolutely love The Midnight Library. It is my favorite book of all time. And it's, of course, by Matt Haig. And I bought more of his books because the way that book just completely took over my life. It's more like it changed my mindset and like my brain chemistry. After reading that book, I was like, I need to read more by Matt Haig. I read that book like 3-4 years ago now and I haven't read it. I haven't read these, but I get so excited when I look at them. I know that I'm gonna love them. These are on my like books to read before 2024 ends, and it's already the 8th. It's already the 8th month, so I gotta pick these books up very soon. So now to the very bottom shelf here. I do have a few on this shelf that I have yet to read, but I'm not gonna record down there, especially because I don't want you guys to see my toes. So I'm just gonna do it like this. So the very first book is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by B.E. Schwab. I actually picked this book up a couple months ago and I ended up softy neffing it. Right book, wrong time sort of situation, but I've yet to read this book, but I know I want to. I've given it a shot, but I just need to wait for the right time. Then I got I just like twitched. Like I just had like a computer error. And then I have The Yellowbird Sings by Jennifer Rossner. One of my good friends actually got me this book. Most Beautiful Love Language right there. People buying you books. And this is a historical fiction and I love historical fiction so much, and she knows that, so she got me this book. How sweet. Then I got This Is Not Fame by Doug Stanhope. He is a really famous comedian and he wrote the book Digging Up Mother. That one's one of my favorite memoirs I have ever read, but also one of my favorite books. And this is his second book. Then I got Survive the Night by Riley Sager. I'm really hoping that I read one of his books this fall. Then I got Hidden Pictures by Jason Rulock. This literally has scary pictures inside. Then I got Interesting Facts About Space by Emily Austin. Then I got Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner. It's very much gonna make me cry, and that's why I haven't read it yet, which is so weird because I love books that make me cry. But then when I look at my shelf and I see this book, I'm like, I'm not there yet. So you just have to be in the right mood to read an emotional read, and it just hasn't been yet. But I feel really confident that this is gonna be like a 5-star read for me. The time will come, it just hasn't been the time. Then I got Tomb Sweeping by Alexandria Chang. I also got this book because of the cover. It is gorgeous. Then to the last book that I haven't read on the bottom shelf is Carrie Soda's Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. We are back with the very awkward angle, but we are on to the second bookshelf here. On the very top shelf, I got the entire Shatter Me series. I think this, like fall and winter season, I'm gonna be reading this series, the Harry Potter series, so I don't know when I'm gonna get to these, but I have a whole life to live, I hope. So more time to read these books. Not my death anxiety coming out. I'm so scared of dying. Okay, I hope that I'm gonna have enough time to read these books in my life. Why did it get so morbid? So we got the, aside from me being scared of dying, let me show you guys the series. It is Shatter Me. I don't know how to pronounce the author's name. Tahiri Mafi. I need to educate myself on how to pronounce her name. Then I got Unravel Me. Then I got Ignite Me. I am obsessed with the covers. I think they were done so well, designed so well. Then I got Restore Me. Then I got Defy Me. Oh, just looking at these books is making me excited. Then I got Imagine Me. Then I got 3 of the novellas, but I think it's actually 5, but it's in 3 books. But we got Unite Me, which is Destroy Me and Fracture Me in 1. Then we got Find Me, which is Shadow Me and Reveal Me. Then the last one in the series is Believe Me. This one is in sparkly pink. I love it. So this leads on to my very small fantasy shelf. Of course I have other fantasies here, but this is my very small fantasy shelf. Again, just tell me that you've read these books and it's gonna make me that much more excited. Like when I hear people talk about these books, it makes me so excited. Like the love that they have for these books, the way that they get so giddy and excited and just like rave about these books is a reason why I bought these books. I just haven't read them yet. The first book we got is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. Sarah J Maas owns the book community. I've had people in my personal life tell me, read the books, they're so good. And I get really excited and then I'm like, I'm scared. Ooh, then I got The Cruel Prince. This is by Holly Black. Haley Pham says like this is one of her favorite series of all time, and I love Haley Pham and her videos. Never met her in my life and I'm saying I love her. This is YA, so it makes me more like comfortable with the idea of reading it because YA means a little more easier for me to understand. Then I got Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. This is gonna be perfect for the fall time, which is literally right around the corner. It's August. Summer's already gonna be over. But yeah, like I'm just really excited to read this book. How many times, if you took a shot every time I said, I'm so excited to read this book, you would be blackout drunk right now. Then I got 2 books by TJ Klune. This is The House on the Cerulean Sea, and this one is Under the Whispering Door. These are supposed to be really wholesome, found family, like magic vibes, and I'm very excited for these. Oh, I said it again. I reminded myself of Austin Powers. Oh. Then I have Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I'm trying not to say I'm so excited, but this book looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. Okay, to the very last book on the shelf, I got Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I literally have a list in my head of all the book girlies I've heard rave about this book and love this book. Rachel Catherine, Sarah Caroli, Alexa Ray, I even want to say Destiny Sidwell, but there's so many booktubers that I watch, and a lot of them say that this is like their favorite book that they have like ever read or have ever read in the year, and that just excites me so much. This is supposed to be like a Hunger Games, which I love the Hunger Games movies, like ultimate enemies to lovers. They're supposed to be like fighting, it's a fantasy, like it's supposed to be all the good things and more. Like a lot of good things that are in romance books too, like the enemies to lovers trope, like it's supposed to like really nail that, and I am very excited to read this book. Okay, I am not gonna be able to sit on my feet like I did before because they were so stiff, like I couldn't move them for a little bit, so I'm not gonna do that to myself again. So you're just gonna see like a floating head in the meantime while I show you guys the books that I haven't read from the third shelf. Starting off strong, we got Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. This is the second book in the Part of Your World series. I think this is gonna be like a 5-star read for me. I feel like this is gonna be one of my favorite romance books that I've ever read, and I'm very excited for that. Oh, I said it again. Then we got Love in the Time of Serial Killers. This is by Alicia Thompson. I love the cover. Then I got You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hoggle. Then I got Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino. This is based in New York, and I love books that are based in New York. Then I got Hooked by Emily McIntyre. This is like one of the very few dark romance books that I have on my shelves. This is supposed to be a reimagining, retelling, I honestly don't know the difference, of Peter Pan. Then I got Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. This is an age gap romance. Sometimes I get really intrigued by that, and then sometimes I get really disgusted by that, so I haven't read it. Then I got Just My Type by Fallon Ballard. Then I got 8 Perfect Hours by Leah Lewis. I am excited to read this book during the winter time. It's about two strangers stuck together in a car for 8 hours. It sounds like the start of a mystery scary book, but it's actually the start of a romance book. Then I got The Christmas Cafe by Elisa Evans. Then I got Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison. Then I got The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I also can't believe I haven't read this book. Then I got Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. This is also a cowboy romance, and the cover is gorgeous. Then I got Maggie Moves On by Lucy Score. I got The Christmas Wish by Lindsay Kelk. Then I got 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. Did I say Tia? Tia? Tia. Now to the 4th shelf. This also continues my romance books. The very first books that I have are Ali Hazelwood books. Yes, I have 5 books of hers that I haven't read yet. If you have anything negative to say about that, leave me alone. So the first one, I got Check and Mate. Then I got Love on the Brain, Love Theoretically, and I got Loath to Love You, which is 3 novellas in one. It is Under One Roof, Stuck With You, and Below Zero. Then I got The American Roommate Experiment by Elena Armas. This book sounds so good. I also have almost picked this book up so many times. It's based in New York. There is forced proximity. Then I got the last 2 books in the Off-Campus series. I got The Goal and The Legacy. Then I got Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. Then I got When in Rome and Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. You know what I'm gonna say. Then let's go down to the second to last shelf here. The first book that I haven't read yet on the shelf is A Man Called Ove by Frederick Backman. Then I got Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed. Then I got Every Last Word by Tamara Ireland Stone. Then I got Yoke by Mary H.K. Choi. I love this on the book. The hands literally connect. This is supposed to be a really emotional story about sisters. I have 3 sisters that I love more than like my heart can hold, and reading a book about sister loss, I know it's gonna destroy me, but I know that it's gonna up the stars the more that I cry. Then I got We Are Not Like Them by Kristen Pride and Joe Piazza. Then I got Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Altrin. I don't know what, as you can see, my majority of the books that I have are romance, but when I'm talking about these books, I know that there's gonna be so many 5-star reads, and I'm realizing that like women's fiction, literary fiction, historical fiction is like my high genres. But talking about these books, I'm so excited to read these books. I know that they're gonna like take over my life. They're gonna be amazing. Just for some reason, I don't reach for these as much as I do for a romance book. I think because it just is more on the brain to pick these books up. I don't know. Then I got The 100 Years of Lenny and Margaret by Marianne Cornin. Then I got Eleanor don't make fun of me. Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. Then I got The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Then I got I Am by Maggie O'Farrell. This book, I remember I was watching a YouTube video, a book video, and they said this was like their favorite book of all time. And I went on a walk after watching that video, and then I stumbled across a mini library that had the book. So I took it. I'm almost scared to touch this book. Then I got A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. This is supposed to be probably the most emotional book that I have on my shelf, and probably ever in the world. This has a laundry list of trigger warnings, and I say I'll read it when I'm right mentally, but why am I gonna ruin my mental health by reading a book? But I do know, because it's entertainment. Then I got The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. Oh my god, people, we are almost done. I remember last year this took me way longer, and it's because I talked so much more. Wait, I am talking a lot still, never mind. Then to the very first book on the last shelf is The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center. It has pink sprayed edges. I absolutely love it. The cover is gorgeous. I love romance, so a book being titled The Rom-Commers just sounds so good. I am really excited to read a Catherine Center book because I have yet to read any. Ooh, look at this. Gorgeous. Then I got I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. Then I got The Notebook by Nicholas Spark. Oh, my foot is numb. Give me one momento. Then we got As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow by Zulfa Katau. Then I got The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. It has purple sprayed edges. Look at the cover. It's gonna be exactly that. It's about mermaids, it's about cats with wings, it's about unicorns, it's about like mushrooms, love, found family, homemade fresh baked bread, and raspberry jam. That's what this book is about, and I'm so excited to read it. Then I got The Kiss Countdown by Etta Easton. It has beautiful sprayed edges. I got this book off of Pingo Books. It is a Afterlight exclusive. Very happy that I got this book in my hand. Our male main character is an astronaut, and there's fake day in this book, and it's based in the city. Sounds so good all around. Then to the very last book that is on my physical TBR. It is The Comfort Book by Matt Haig. This is the same author as The Midnight Library. This is a ton of short stories. Okay, people, hopefully you didn't fall asleep on me. I almost forgot to count how many books are on my physical TBR. It is 141 books that I have on my bookshelf that I have yet to read. As I was counting, I completely forgot to talk about Never Lie by Frida McFadden. I thought I had read almost all of them, but The Housemaid is Watching. So I want to correct myself. I also have Never Lie on my physical TBR. The reason I haven't read this book is because I think this is going to be my absolute favorite book by her, and I don't want to read this book and then not be impressed by any of her other books. So I'm kind of tricking myself mentally by holding on this one. I realized that on my last video from a year ago, I didn't even say how many books were on my physical TBR. And that is something that I want to know every year from now on. I am excited for all the physical books on my TBR videos to come. Like I said, I want to do these like every year to see the growth that I've done within like myself, but also with my books. Like, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be like a little time capsule each year, and I'm very excited for the new ones to come. But that is going to be it for today's video. If you have read any of these books, please let me know down in the comments, and let me know your thoughts, opinions, ratings on any of these books that I talked about. That is going to be it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!